everyone. Also, Captain May, Captain Rancor, Captain everyone. She hasn't spoken for the whole day, so don't mind that she sounds like a chain smoker. Captain, hello. Welcome. Thank you so much for the resubs as well, Moon and Rachel. Thank you. Hello. It's been 3,000 years. If she won't lie, it has felt like it's been like 6 years. She don't know how to describe it, but it feels like it's been a long time since she's been in civilization. Quiet day? Yeah, she got her claws done, but she didn't really yap. She was like, can we have like a quiet session of claw? 9 days since you lost hydrate. To be fair, hydrate, like, it was actually kind of hard to get hydrated in Germany. Then again, the tap water was quite good. It's quite good tap water. Thank you so much for the welcome backs. Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year. Casually calling Berlin uncivilized? You see, she felt like she experienced a really interesting side of Berlin. Cause at one point there was a fire in front of, like not in front, but like next to her hotel because of the New Year Eve like fireworks. This is a fire, and everybody's just walking past it as if that's not a fire on the floor. They're cute clothes. How do you know? They could be anything. She hasn't posted them. But Berlin was an interesting experience. She probably won't go back, but not because of the reasons you might think. Like, it was fine, but maybe it's because everybody was kind of miserable there. Not everyone. Like, you know, she met some nice people, but they kind of, it was an experience. Let's just say that it felt like maybe she went a bit like for a day too much, and then she didn't realize that Sundays were the days where everything is closed. Like everything. Now everything is closed. Like the implication of the first thing Troy did after the game back home is putting the fursuit on. It's been 2 days since she's been back. And she hasn't really had time to rest as much as she like. Then again, it does feel weird. It does feel weird that she needs rest after a holiday. But she did have a pretty wild journey back home, so maybe that's why. And she had a lot of work to do as soon as she got back home. Tomorrow, she can wake up whatever time. Beautiful. Some other reason to watch streak miles. 25 is impressive. Give me clapping. But it's normal in most of Europe, but like, she doesn't mind shops closed, because in the UK, like, your clothing shops are closed. Like, that makes sense, you know, like, it's God's day, you're gonna go home, but like, basic necessity shops, you know, like, the supermarket, the pharmacy, shut. It's wild. Like, Tesco, shut. How? And, oh, to be fair, she did not know that this was a thing for New Year's Day, too. Nothing was open on New Year's Day except for the kebab house. Everything But, that wasn't an issue. Like, she ended up just wandering around, you know, doing whatever kind of stuff. She does enjoy just wandering around. She had wandered through the weirdest fucking place. You're gonna hear about it on day, the last day before she left. Because she went to this warehouse, and she thought it was gonna be a Vietnamese warehouse area where you can get nice Vietnamese food. Because, if you don't know, Berlin has, like, one of the biggest populations of Vietnamese people outside of Vietnam for some reason. At least in Europe. But it was quite scary. It's quite terrifying, she must say. Supermarkets are under the strictest watch here. The first thing that would be closed. The whole point of trading bans is they give poor cashiers at least 1 day of rest. Now that makes sense. But she kind of wishes it was, like, written somewhere. Because every shop that she looked online, it was like, okay, we're closed for New Year's Eve. Okay, that makes sense. It said it's closed for New Year's Eve. Nobody said anything about it being closed on New Year's Day. Kate, GC, Kate. Welcome. Why were all the places at NEC closed? It was Friday? She's trying to think. Why? Because anywhere in Resorts World should be open. The stores normally close at like 6 p.m. in the UK, like 5-6 p.m. But like, this was closed from midnight to midnight. It was closed. Oh. Open if enough events are on the menu. Yeah, that makes sense. If there's like no events, they don't bother opening, which makes sense. You just passed the law banning unskippable ads over 5 seconds. Damn. There'll be a lot of ads. It's Norwich? What? What's wrong with Norwich? She's never been. She's found out train prices are bloody expensive. She had to buy a train ticket to go to a GAOpals Hindu next month. Which, by the way, if you want to get your train tickets right now, there's a rail ticket sale right now in the UK. So if you wanna hop on over to London, probably the best time to do that. But it was still £67 for her to go from London to like the Midlands. That's a 2.5 hour drive, if that. Like maybe like maximum 4-hour drive. Vial? Huh. And that's with a rail card, by the way, everyone. That's with a rail card. So that's already 30% off. Sorry, 30% off? How vile is that? Gate frozen. Gate. What's a gate can allow? She's gonna write about the train prices. How it looks still cheaper to go to Leeds by coach? Yeah, but like, she also doesn't want to be on a train, on a coach for 6 hours. You know. That must be on the fast train. At least it's gonna take her 3.5 hours to get where she needs to go to. But that includes a changeover too. Oh. Been 2 returns to and from London this time? Well, because she presumes you're coming down for the Patreon event, right? So, you might as well go to MegaCon while you're at it. Same weekend. But, yeah, it's kind of spendy. She won't lie. It's like 67 quid to go from the Midlands. It is, yeah. It's the same weekend. She's only going on a Sunday, though, because she's obviously busy on the Saturday. Wonder how much them speed trains cost? For to get from Poland to UK in 1 day using the fast trains? At that point, just take a plane. Unless you have a lot of luggage, just take the plane. No, right now, there is the Eurostar sale, which costs £70 to go to Paris, Rotterdam, Amsterdam, Lille? If you want to go, if anyone wants to go to Paris for 70 quid return, which is actually pretty solid. Never been to MegaCon before? She has never been to either. It's the first time she's bought a ticket to a con in ages. But she's going for one day because she really wants to be able to wear her fursuit somewhere. So if you want to see Tori's fursuit in person, you have to go to MegaCon on the Sunday. Not sure how she's gonna get there. She's thinking of driving. She probably should drive. Not in the fursuit, like, you know, put the outfit on when she gets there. Pretty much it's going to be stupid, but not much cheaper than fun, but takes much longer. It's not, no, sometimes train prices cost more than flying. It costs like £100 to take a train to for example, Newcastle. Tori's gonna reveal her persona. Have you did not follow her on Twitter, Moon? What do you mean reveal her persona? Sometimes she uses a model as a fursuit. You still away multiple hours even if the flight is short? You're not leaving any of your luggage to anyone else? Oh! That's interesting. You don't check in your suitcases, Rancor? Can Tori be head patted? Yeah, you can head pat her. In her suit. You avoid Twitter as much as you can? That is surprising. Of someone of your humor, Moon. But she's surprised, Rancor, that you don't do check-in. Like, if you're worried about people touching your suitcase, why don't you just put an air tag in it? That's what she does. She puts an air tag in her suitcase. So that, you know, if it disappears, she knows exactly where it is. No! She's low-key tempted to get one of those suitcase skins. You know, the little fabric skins of her face, but, like, stretched out. Wouldn't that be fun? Welcome. Wouldn't that be kind of like, no one's gonna steal a suitcase with your face on it? No one's gonna steal that, is it? But apparently it does cost money, and you know, there's no point. You might just air tag it. Though, confession, she hasn't changed on the suitcase she used to go to Berlin. She didn't change the lock code on the suitcase, so it's just the default 000, and you know, it's a little bit it seems a little bit stupid that she hasn't changed it, but she realized that she hasn't changed it as she was loading it onto the conveyor belt. So it is what it is. She got her suitcase back, no one opened it, so it's fine. But don't be like Tori. I think one of my friends saw your suit at London Fairs last time. She hasn't been in like a year. Crazy. 100% secure, to be fair, it hasn't lost. It looks rough. You know, it looks like a bag of a gal who doesn't have that much worldly belongings in it. And to be fair, all they're gonna open in that suitcase is her dirty clothes, a shower cap, and sanitary pads. So, great work, thief. You've gotten yourself trash. This is gonna make me realize hotels for the Patreon weekend are gonna be spending because of COD. And MegaCon's small enough that it doesn't really matter. Unless you're going to stay at the XL, but you might just stay at like Canary Wharf or something. Or like, to be fair, MegaCon's small enough that there's not really a con price to it. Not that she would spend that money, to be fair. Not that she would, you know, spend that money, but... No, she's currently thinking whether or not she's driving to the XL. It's £12 to park. Why is it called MegaCon? It's a massive con, it just says it's not well known. We'll stay close to wherever the Saturday venue is if we can. I mean, have you not been told? It's in, Bora. Okay, wait. She'll go. she'll go and let the gal telling gals know. Okay. You send message about the... Okay, there we go. Bora, yeah, it's near Bora, near Elephant and Castle, so... How's your start to 2026? But it's been an interesting one, to be fair. She went to Berlin. And will she go back again? Who knows? We fly out London on a scooter. You had your bags were packed super tight, like only clothes. Flying back, your jewelry spilled some of her dirty clothes into your bags. So she fits in the weight limit. That's the kind of shit Tori would do, to be fair, Rankoi. That's the kind of shit Tori would do. She has done that to many friends when she goes to Japan. Because when you go to Japan, normally you get 2 suitcases, right? But she normally travels with a lot of male friends, which happen, they just don't fucking, you know, they don't pack that many clothes. They wear the same t-shirt for 2 weeks straight. So, like, they use normally 1 suitcase. So, like, Tori just goes, okay, hey, can she, like, bring another empty suitcase and just use your weight luggage? It's great! It's great! She gets another whole suitcase! And guess what? Her friends carry it! Sometimes. Sometimes. You always overpack, but like, there's only so much you can overpack when you're a man. Okay? Like, unless you're into like old fashion and stuff, you just don't have that many clothes that are bulky. You don't have like Renzo Gota like outfits. You don't have giant dresses. You just don't have those outfits. Like Tori managed to she was struggling for this trip, to be fair, because she was trying to make sure she had an outfit for each day, but then she was like, oh, that's gonna be like most of her weight limit. So she had to like rewear and like, you know, wombo combo outfits all the time. And she's like, how do men do this? How do they do that? How do they have one outfit? And like nobody notices? She bets if she posted a photo of herself with every outfit of the day, people are gonna be like, you're wearing that white turtleneck for the 3rd time in a row. Gonna bring clothes for the wear. To be fair, she did pack enough that she did wear everything once. That's important. Capsule wardrobe, tops and bottoms you can mix with ease. The issue is that she can't, like, to have a mix and match like that, you kind of have to have the right shoes, because she could only bring 1 shoe. So now the shoes now limit what clothes she can bring. And then she needs to think about socks. She hates packing when there's like a weight limit. 1 shoe for her 1 leg. 1 leg? Packed for 5 weeks in Japan. You still bought it 6 years ago? You still bought less than 6 years ago in 2 weeks? But like, she now knows when she goes to Asia, any country in Asia, she goes with no clothes. She'll go with the clothes that she's wearing. And then she'll buy outfits, because she knows she'll do that. Duh.
Gao.
Oh, da. Hello. Tori simply exists. You bring 7 days and wash stuff? She brings two or 3 days when she goes to Asia, because she just buys new clothes. She'll bring underwear. That's the only thing she doesn't buy in Japan because they don't understand her body proportions. Okay, they're gonna go. They go, ma'am. You have the hips of an S, but your tits are the size of an XXL. We can't sell you the outfits. And she is like, okay. So she'll bring her underwear, which is fine. You bring 2 weeks of different outfits. Currently at work, when is that ever different, Noah? Happy New Year. Work hard, poop on company time. You know what she saw in Germany? A public toilet. She's gonna show it. Obviously, no one's using it, but it's one of those public urinals. She seems to attract the ability to find those public urinals. You always see people with massive suitcases. They need a small suitcase for clothes and other stuff. You're fine for 2 weeks. Yeah, but like, imagine you're into Japan, though, Zach. Took a week's work and found a laundry place. Oh, she hates doing laundry unless there's like a laundry thing in her accommodation in Japan, though. She hates using the coin laundry things. She had to do it for a few times in when she went to America. That was a pain because you can't do anything. You just have to sit there and stare at the machine going vroom vroom vroom. Is a booba real? No, okay. Her booba are like the UK average size. Okay, they're big, but they're not that big. But in Asia, it's like they've never seen a tit in their life. It's like they've never seen one in their life. They're like, whoa, bohongas. That's why she doesn't buy it then. There was a Sukiya around the corner. Oh, so you just like put the money in, then you just disappear. What if someone steals your underwear? What if someone steals your underwear, Magua? What happens then? We're in Germany. It was also a British school trip. The most insane thing was when the toilets had auto system. Whenever you leave money you want in the basket, the money was still there. Tipping to go piss is a weird thing, okay? She will not lie. Because if you don't know, at least in Germany, she doesn't know how it is outside of Germany, but in Germany, if you go to a public toilet, you're expected to tip them. Which, she gets it, because, you know, you're paying for the toilets to be cleaned and stuff. But doesn't somebody else pay them? Joke's on them if they steal it. Then yeah. The amount of time she had to pay, like, it's not much. It's like, you know, 40 cents or 70. She got one that was 70 cents, which is weird. And paid toilets are a thing, but it's not like every pay. There was a gal outside the shopping mall toilet being like 70p, please. Why? She needs to pee. Let her go. Which may resulted her to not piss as often as she should have during this trip. Kate, Chloe, Kate, welcome. Sad because Sanrio undies sets are so cute. She has a weird thing against wearing pom-pom purin near her pom-poms. Okay, like that's too much for her, Kitty. Toilets in Houston used to be paid, but they were still rancid. Yeah, some of them were pretty rancid still. There's self-cleaning public toilet stalls that cost $1 to use. Self-cleaning public. What do you mean self-cleaning? As in you to go and clean it? The boys' bathroom is gonna be. She does not know. She did not go to the men's toilets. Just take the Scottish approach to toilets. Piss in the bin. How is she meant to piss in a bin without a shiwi, Rachel? How? She simply cannot just angle her device towards a bin. It doesn't work for us. You're flexible, right? Yeah, but not flexible enough to tempt fate like that. Cubic, she can do a roly poly, but she's not gonna be able to do a backflip piss into a bin. Damn. as in the toilet stall, as on the street has automated water changes after each. You mean a flush? All right, go on, right. Cotton wool. Both. Men's bathroom are gonna be trashed as guys just wreck it. Are the men's toilets in Japan gross? Cause like the culture of Japan, it must, they can't be that gross. There probably are a few that are gross. She likes reading the signs in Japanese toilets because they always have a sign being like, please don't do a backflip on the toilet. She has seen some gross toilets because they're like unisex toilets. The whole stockings gets cleaned with water jets. What if you accidentally go back? What if you left your phone in there? Curse it. Okay, by the way, she has not made her PowerPoint because she thought it might be actually better for her to copy and paste images and make a little collage. Right? That would make more sense, right? Okay. Then goodbye, phone. Damn, you paid to go pay, and now you can't even get your phone back. But yes, for those who don't know, she went to Berlin for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, 5 nights. Basically, 4 full days, but travel days were quite wild. Her flights were constantly delayed, both times whilst in taxi, which meant everybody was on the fucking plane. When they were like, oh, by the way, we're staying here for another hour. Why did you not say that before we got onto the plane? Crazy. Welcome. Did Tori fly cheap again? No! She went on British Airways on the way there. On the way back, she did Ryanair. But like, on the way there was pretty, old. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the membership, monster. Guten Tag. The only word she learned during her German trip was Tschüss, which is bye. That's all she learned. But no, she went on the British Airways one. It was in taxi. That's where she had this photo when she was in the fancy lounge. And if you want to know what's in each thing, that's a chicken and truffle pie, some sausage, some sour chicken, some hummus, some couscous, some garlic aioli, pasta, and this weird fucking spinach croquet. Terrible. Good night, Zach. Have a lovely eve. Thank you for coming by. Happy New Year. Looks pretty great, though. It was great because it was free. But the worst part is that the moment she left the lounge, they brought more food. New food that she could have had. But no. Okay, and then she got onto a plane. It was pretty. She was probably somewhere in Southampton during this photo. It was pretty. The seats were kind of mid because they were just like economy seats with the space in the middle, like emptied. They were waiting for you to leave because she was leaving at a really awkward time. She was leaving at a time when it's like between breakfast and lunch. She got an onboard meal though, which for an hour flight seems a little bit excessive. Do you not think it's a little bit excessive to have a meal on the flight? Even though, yeah, she's just flying business class, but also like, they wait for a tour to leave. Why is everybody so mean? Fancy flight? Yeah, exactly. It was an hour and 30-minute flight, and they were like, here's some smoked salmon with this. What the fuck this thing was? It was meant to be cream cheese, but it did not Sit. You did not. Well, she flew business class on like an European flight because she had a free voucher upgrade. But she flew business class on the way there. On the way back, she flew Ryanair. But not, yeah, to be fair, this was kind of mid. The salmon was great. She did eat all the salmon. But this was really good. It was like a white chocolate sauce thing. It was actually very good. And the bread rolls kind of mid. And you know, you get the metal plate. You get the metal utensils. Then she arrived. And she went to her hotel to like freshen up, rest up a little bit. She saw that her room, which was quite weirdly eerie. The area was quite nice. Can you see how the 10% live with something? Canada, UK is crazy. Because like long haul flights in business are always amazing. She had one flight where somebody, like the gal at the counter, upgraded her to first class. And it was the most fucking crazy ass thing. It was a guy cooking a steak on the plane. The gal's getting fed filet mignon in the middle of the fucking flight. That's why you should be nice to your, be nice to the guy who's like checking you in. It's great. Would be the correct time of the day, guten Tag. Listen, she did not hear a single Guten Abend, Guten Tag, Guten Morgen in her 6 days in Germany. You know what they all said? Hello! Is it because she's Asian? To do a long flight business, you don't think you ever get to experience it? It's something. Like she has flown just from like air miles and stuff. And it's very good. But like if you can sleep on a plane, don't bother getting business class. Just sleep on the plane. It's just more casual. Yeah, it was very casual. Like she's not sure if Alvita's is like a commonly said because she's never heard it. It's tschüss. It's always tschüss. No idea what it means. It probably just means bye, but everybody's tschüss. Tschüss. Though they did find her when she said Danke schön, very, very entertaining. They were very like, oh, look at you, you're saying you're speaking German. Oh, you look at the baby, like. That much a pretty chill. You say that, but she's had some dirty ass looks. She's not sure if this is a German thing, but she got stared at like mad. They were like. Throughout her trip, she kept on like making eye contact with people, and they just stare at her. Not hello, not a smile, angry face stare, like that. But why? What did she do wrong? You would stare at a tiger in the middle of the street too. Fair. She went to her room. There was a cup chair in her room. Really eerie. She didn't use this chair at all. She used it as her towel dryer. A bit eerie. The bed was also, instead of a double bed, it's just 2 single beds put together. Which, for a girl sleeping on her own in her bed, not great. Because if you want to sleep in the middle of this double bed, you are sinking into the little gap between the 2 beds. So she had to sleep like slightly off to a side. It's not fun. We went to a Starbucks with some girl from school when we were in Germany. We tried to order coffee. The guy had to go and call a friend who could actually speak English. You know what? She got told that a lot of Germans speak English. They don't. Okay? They do not, or they just pretend not to because they don't want to talk to her. She can't tell. We only had a stool in our Vexpo room. Who sat in the cuck stool, Magua? Then after she rested a little bit, she went off to the New Year's Eve, like, winter festival thing. And it was very pretty. She had high expectations of a Christmas market. Mostly because people are like, London Christmas markets are shit. You need to go to German ones, which is one of the reasons why she went. And it's pretty, but it's not like, it wasn't like, wow, we need to go again, you know, kind of experience. It was like, oh, that's cool. To be fair, she had like 2 hours before she was joined by a gal. So she had this pizza thing that was like cream cheese. There's cream cheese on it. The Christmas market hype might have been too hype. It might have been too hype, or it was because it was after Christmas. So a lot of the actual Christmas markets already closed. Most of them are just too shy to use it? No, because they looked pissed. When she was like, she cannot speak German, they looked angry and they didn't give her a good service. Sometimes, not all the time. She said about maybe 60% of people were very nice to her. Not that she spoke. To be fair, she normally doesn't like to use her friends to like speak for her. She likes to try herself. But yeah, this was like a cream cheese with bacon bits. The dough was pretty good, and there was a lady just rolling the dough in front of her. So she was like, "Oh, that probably is quite fresh." She would like to try that. She then had a bratwurst. At this point, she has already eaten quite a bit of food because remember, she still ate this thing. She ate this. Then she ate this, and then she ate a bratwurst. And pretty good sausage. Pretty good. Like, that's a sausage, you know? Like, it's pretty good. It's better than the UK ones. But probably because it was like a Christmas market from like a very touristy spot, it probably isn't the best in the world. But then she waited for a bit longer. At this point, she's in this market from about 7 to like 12:30, so it's like 5 hours at this market. She saw this note, like what do they call, like, they're like a mini circus, but they were doing a little show. This gal really looked like Cubic. This gal right here. She's not gonna show his whole face because that's not, you know, he's not there. But gal looked like German Cubic, and it was like, huh? She was like looking because they like got people from the crowd to like go and join this little show. You see the vision in just those few pixels? She was really like, huh? It's Cubic? It's Cubic, and obviously they didn't look that alike, but it was like, you know when you just like do a double take a little bit? They're doing a circus act, and at one point they were doing flips and shit. Look at them go. They're doing flips and shit. They're like balancing each other. But there's one bit, right? There's one bit that made her laugh. And not because it's like a funny bit, but okay, this is this one here, okay? She really wants to do this to two bald people. So Matula, we're gonna have to find another bald gal. We're gonna have to find another gal. Cause she wants to be this skillful. She wants to be able to grab two bald friends' heads. And just do a handstand from their scalp. Because she can't tell. She can't tell who's more, which gal is the gal that's like exerting more pressure. Is it the gal currently balancing the guy on their head? Or is it the Gao having to balance themselves on 2 heads? They were very nonchalant about it. They do seemingly love to pull people in the crowd. We're seeing some guys inform they took the audience participants. Yeah, like, she thinks it's nice because people enjoy it and stuff. Get to Nikki to shave for the next Vexpo. Exactly. You love her, like, they're very chill. She was quite impressed about, like, how some of these, like, old men are, like, able to do, like, crazy flips and shit. But then this gal here, he started doing, like, fire breathing and fire eating, but then he took his shirt off. And you have to remember, it's -1 Celsius outside right now. It's low-key snowing outside. Mans took his shirt off and started eating fire. And bro, she does not understand German, so she has no idea what the hell is happening. Gao's just going hum nom nom. Like, Gao's just... One, how fucking built is this Gao? This Gao has like one of them, like, xylophone things on their abs. This Gao has a whole ass musical instrument as his deltoids. But she was more distracted by the fact that he's just munching on fire. Welcome. She's currently yapping about her Berlin trip right now. Fire kept him warm? It must have been, but like... You know when you just weren't really expecting? Why is her... No! Load for her! Okay, there we go. They were doing some crazy shit with, like, flips and shit. Look at this gal. They're just riding around. By the way, some of these are from her camera and some of these are from her phone. Some ladies did some ball wiggling. She needs to pick a video of it. She's not sure how to show a video of the ball wiggling. Okay, wait. You got the proper camera out for those abs? Yeah! Okay, wait. You guys can see her. Look at her go. She wiggling the balls. Look at her go. She's like, wow. Ball wiggling. It's quite impressive, to be fair. But look, she's going for the 4th one. Look at her go. Powerful. Close that. Okay, and then they put out a carpet on her face, which is quite scary. Oh, those, yeah, she's not really sure what they're called. Her friend told her later on. It was like, not sure. Doing in camera and phone is impressive. Not gonna lie, she had a bag. But which is why all of these are from her camera so far. Like all these ones. This one's her phone one. But you can kind of tell the difference of the quality of the images. What else? Okay. Next. Then her friend arrived, and then she ate some of this pork knuckle, which was not good. It was bad, everyone. Like, the pork knuckle was so dry and flavorless. Yucky. Yucky. Ewy. It wasn't good. And then for some reason she decided, hey, let's try this weird little dish called Gem Nobel, and it just looks like that. And it tasted pretty good, to be fair. It was a giant dough ball. It was a giant dough ball with some plum yam in it, like plum jam in it. It's like a custardy. It's called gem Kodo? Kodo? Quite good. Quite good. She then had a 6-pound hot chocolate. Vile. Questionable look. Gao taste. Gao taste. Very Gao. At this point, she's very, very full. Absolutely stuffed. Then at one point, there was just a Gao in the sky. Being held from a crane. And she was like, what the fuck is she looking at? Why is this Gao just being swung around? She got a really nice photo of the camera though, like this one. Very Gao. Because you're Asian elected, because you're first of all, it was Berlin, second of all, because you're a stranger in general. Yeah, but she was trying to order some baked items, monster. She was a customer. Must be the Christmas spirit. Apparently it was like the angel show or something. It was quite fun. And then the fireworks went off. And then the whole of Berlin blew up. Because she did not know this. But apparently there's no laws against fireworks in Germany, or at least in Berlin. So the fireworks kept on going till about 4 a.m. People were shooting fireworks into windows. She dodged a few walking from this venue back to the station. It was very pretty. The fireworks went off. It was fun. There was a fire on the floor next to her hotel. There were also a lot of just smoke around. You know, this gal was lighting up next to a main street, mind you. As in, people are driving. People are still driving, and people are shooting fireworks into the street. Kind of wild. Like, they're just shooting off fireworks, and people are just vibing. If she was driving and a firework shot at her, she would crash. We're chilling out on bandos? Really? They're chilling out? Because in Berlin, they did not chill out. They did the opposite of chilling out. It was quite not the chilling out. How are you lighting up fireworks into the street when next door there's a fire ambulance? There's an ambulance out there. Kind of wild. It was a bit more wild because she has been in LA during the 4th of July, and it's not that bad. Like it's controlled, right? People were crazy because probably because they were absolutely intoxicated. They were mad drunk because at this point they had drank a lot of alcohol. Like there was a lot of beer. Beer was cheaper than water. But it was quite crazy. Like, she saw a firework being shot into a window. And you would not be able to do that in the UK, for sure. So that was day one. That was a quite exciting day one. Great start to the year, quite exciting. She's never really done a New Year's countdown outside for years. So it was quite nice. Day two, this is the day where she found out nothing was fucking open. She was gonna have a little wander, you know, go to the shops. Not a single shop open, but she also learns that in Berlin they really don't mind having whatever ads they want. So this was her local train station ad that she would see every morning until she left. Just that's what she saw. That's all she saw. For breakfast, the Big Rusty, which one was £8. It was €7.99. $7.99. No, wait, wait, which one did she get? She got this one, which had like bacon and the onion sauce. But it's called the Big Rusty Hooten Goody. And it was quite good. It was like a giant potato pancake, which is what a rusty is. And then like the normal bun and this weird like bacon covered bun. Pretty good. Fucking expensive, but pretty good. Then she went to a Christmas market and then did nothing. Like a hash brown top? Yeah, it's like hash browns, but bigger. She did enjoy, she likes going to Mackey's just to see what's new and what's different. And this was the new item that they had. So it was quite nice. This is the public toilet you saw. Indeed, there is no toilet paper. And why does it shape like that? Why is it shaped of a shiwi? Freaking yeah, maybe because nobody's using it at 10 a.m. in the morning. What's the problem? She took this photo mostly because she wanted to show her gal pals, okay? It wasn't a sign of disgust or anything. She was like, look, she saw another one. That's basically, then she went to some souvenir shopping. She thinks the gal who got this postcard from this place was Magua? She's pretty sure. But this is their green man. It's cute. It's their green man. Isn't it cute? It's the green man. Very gal. Then she had some currywurst for lunch, which was pretty good. This was her first currywurst. Her first currywurst. Mine's always there for some reason. She's surprised that, like, for example, Rancor. Currywurst, what's that? It's a sausage with curry ketchup, with curry powder. Good currywurst slaps. She should have gone to the main one, but it was so randomly far. And not gonna lie, the currywurst itself was pretty good. But the pièce de résistance, the fries. Why are the potatoes so good? The fries are so yummy. Like, the fries are perfectly cooked. It was delicious. It was juicy. It was so good. Why was it so good? It shouldn't be that good. It had no right to be that good, those fries. Surprised about what? Oh, surprised that gals like Rancor didn't get their postcards yet compared to gals in the UK, because like Poland's so close to Germany, right? She presumed it would have arrived to you before everybody else. Yeah, that's basically. She just wandered. She saw the this tower thingy. She saw that. She saw the bell tower. She did not go up it. She is scared of heights. So she didn't go up it. But then she looked at the world clock thing, which was quite pretty. At this point, again, everything is closed, so she didn't really have that much to do. There was a KFC collab, but at this point, she's quite full. She didn't really want to go eat anymore. But look at it, it's Dragon Ball Z collab. Wow. And it did sound pretty good, but she was quite full. She had just finished eating her currywurst. But they were pretty good. And then she had, she went to have some dessert. At this point, you have to remember this isn't multiple hours later, but like she had a melon soda, this matcha pudding, which was really good. It was quite bitter, actually, surprisingly. And a matcha latte. She struggled to speak to them, but then she realized she could have spoken to them in Japanese compared to English. And then for dinner, she had her first doner kebab, which was scrumptious. Wait, she needs to get the right. She needs to get the full. There we go. The full res photo. How beautiful is that? That's a nice looking. Why is this photo not? Wait, that's the. Oh, it's just the screen. Never mind. The kebab was really good. That was probably her favorite one. She had 3 kebabs in the span of 4 days. It was a very good one. This one was probably her second favorite kebab. Maybe the first. Is that in a pitta? It's in a weird pitta. It's not. She wouldn't say a pitta, but it's in a weird like pitta crossed with a bun. It's a gemuse kebab or something. Whatever. However you pronounce that. Then in the morning. Oh wait, that's the end of that day. She literally ate this back in her hotel because she got shy. Because people were looking and she got shy, so she went back to her hotel room. Is it like the German doner kebab ones? Which now you say it out loud, it sounds like a silly question. It's different. The flavor, some of the flavor is quite similar, but for one, it's all chicken. All like German doners are mostly chicken. You don't really get beef or lamb. We don't get lamb for sure. She did not see a single lamb one. They were all chicken doners. Cause it's like a lame. Oh no, it's very good still. It's so good. She did try a GAOpals beef kebab, and it was too beef-esque. She didn't really like it. She didn't take a photo because it was kind of ugly too. In the morning, the next day, this day was the zoo day. She's been told that Berlin Zoo was very good, so she really wanted to go. She got a bakery in the morning. She needs to sneeze. She could get some water too. The zoo was really fun. It was though heavily snowing, as in torrential snowing. It was torrential snowing, which you probably couldn't tell from all the photos she's posted. She'll share the photos. So this is all the zoo photos she got from her camera. She has a favorite photo from her phone though. This photo, the one that looks like the gal's going man. That's a good photo. Gal night, Matula, gal night. Also, important photo. Panda paw. Panda toes. Panda toes. Panda toe. Very gal. Very gal, panda toe. Also, Panda's gonna look. This is the first time seeing a panda in real life. But like, why does it look kind of like a human in a suit? Why are those eyes a little bit too human for her liking? Aren't they? Old. Why did they forget to do the O's? her gal just went gah. Kate Baron, Kate, thank gal for 54 months. Thank gal. Happy New Year. Bear, yeah, bear. Then she saw this really cute cat. It was like a desert mountain cat or something. She got some nice photos of her camera. This was a very camera-focused day. So she took lots of photos of her camera. She needs to edit a few more. She hasn't really had time to edit a few of them. She got a few on her phone too. So this is like how it normally looks without her going through it. The gal was confused. She didn't really understand. Not gonna lie, she did not really understand the tiger because the tiger did not speak the same tiger that she normally speaks. She got a little bit confused, but yeah, they were quite good. It was heavily snowing. They were all indoors. This is Bub, Safina, funny gal. She got this photo of Kiryu though. Oh, she saw this elephant shrew, which was very silly, little flicky nose. She saw a weird-looking bird that was a dinosaur. The way this tiger was looking at the photo, it makes you think Tori was in her person. No, it's because the tiger knew that Tori was one of them. She took a photo of a giant pile of shit because she thought the GAOpals might enjoy this photo. Guess the animal, everyone. Guess the animal. Guess the animal. Guess the animal, everyone. What are we guessing? What are we thinking? What do we, analyze and think? She saw the big doo-doo and couldn't help but think of us. How cute. Elephant, okay. Panda. Rhino, okay. Hippo, okay. Okay, here's that. Final answers. It was giraffe. Okay. Lock in the answers. The answer was rhino. Pat on the back. Gonna be Tori's. She'll not lie. Her bowel movements during this trip were diabolical because she was cramping, the worst cramp she's ever had in her life. So she was in a state of constant pain. It says it's some kind of herbivore. Damn, you're really looking that close. It kind of looks, not gonna lie, when she took a photo of this, it kind of looks like Dubai chocolate. She took some more nice photos of a cat. She saw some lions. The lions were very cool. She saw this statue and she didn't really understand what was going on in the statue. She thought this gal was mating with a stone. Why? What is this statue? She's a bit confused by it. So she took a photo of it because it was a bit weird. She saw a big monkey. And we're gonna play another game, everyone. We're playing another game, okay? We're playing another game. Is this ass? Ass? Or ass or shoulders? Ass or shoulders, everyone? Ass or shoulders? Because ass, hands down. Okay. We're thinking ass. We're thinking ass, shoulders, butt. Okay. We got 4 shoulders, 5 shoulders, tube ass. Actually, look the right. No, you can't change your mind now. It was indeed shoulders. It was indeed shoulders, but you can imagine her confusion. when she looked over and all she saw was what she thought was an ass. And she was like, what the fuck was that? Then she went to the Berlin Aquarium because it was part of the ticket cost. Would not recommend. Don't go to the Berlin, don't bother going to Berlin Aquarium. It was not good. You can see, she saw this little gal though. Back conditions, just really small. Just really tiny, not worth like 10-year-olds. The zoo itself was amazing. You can see her toes there. This little fish, and she saw a few cool bugs. You want to see a photo? There's a big photo. This aquarium was not a good aquarium. She just wouldn't recommend it, honestly. This was not a good one. If you're scared of bugs, look away, because this bug was fucking massive. Okay, look how big this bug is. No, bug, that's a big bug. That's a big guy. That's a big gal. That was a big bug. Big. And that was it. In terms of animals, she's not sure. She's pretty sure she didn't take any more photos of animals. Nope. She took the one she showed. Oh, wait. She saw one seahorse. And it looked a bit sad. Honestly, she just wouldn't recommend this aquarium. She would recommend the zoo. The zoo was great. She really enjoyed the zoo quite a bit. Not a fan of the aquarium. Seahorse looks preggo. It just looked really sad, and she needed to take a photo of it. Then she had a currywurst. And this one was an interesting one, because they put this like brown sauce on top of it, which is probably Worcestershire. It was okay. This one was not as good as day one's. This one was far better of a currywurst. This one was, it's okay. And then she walked around a bit. She saw the Haribo store, but then everything was kind of expensive for it being a Haribo store. Then she saw this shop. At this point, not gonna lie, this currywurst, the best part about it was the fries. And she's like, damn, these fries are good. Like, these Germans must know how to make fries. And then she found a shop called Fritterworks? Fritterkenwork? Or something like that. Like, something to do with fries. It was a fry shop. And she was like, okay, she can go have a fry shop. She'll try some, you know, a shop that's dedicated to fries. You know, like the Spuds Bros of fries in Germany. And it was everywhere. She saw this, like, chain everywhere. Is that the gummy bear? Yeah, it is the gummy bear mascot. It has, like, Haribo in the back there. She didn't really want any Haribo. Fritterworks? Yeah, that one. Right? Okay. So this is cheesy fries with, Adgave? Like the sugar syrup and seasoning. Guess how much this fucking fry was? Yo, like, put your guesses in. Okay? Because she did this for you gals. She ordered this willingly, paid full price for it willingly, so that she could give you all a review of this place. Because she was not going to eat it, but then she was like, oh, you know what? There's a place that would fries. This is like the shop. This is what it looks like. 20, 30K. Okay, let's not get egregious, okay? Let's not go too far at that. But like, so this is one portion of fries. It was £6.50. £6.50. £6.50. yummy. It was good fries, but it wasn't £6.50 fries, because this was £6.50. Like, this whole thing was £6.50. It's a lot not as bad as you expected. Yeah, but this was the cheapest one. There were ones that were like 12 euros. With like, it has like, you know, pulled pork and stuff. But at this point, she's realizing Germany's kind of expensive. She, then wandered around a lot. And then she saw this machine. Which she can't tell whether or not this machine is legal or not. Okay, right. So this machine is a machine where you can buy unclaimed and possibly stolen parcels. And she's not sure what the legality of this is. She's wondering if they just packed it to look like parcels. But it was a machine where you could just buy people's parcels. And you know, their addresses were crossed out. So like addresses were crossed out. And stuff like that was like, it's all crossed out, you know. So, and she couldn't help but wonder if this is something that like... Is this something that like they packed it to look like parcels? Which is what she hopes it is. Like, you know, somebody gets a parcel. Somebody gets a parcel. They'll be legit, I bet. She's not sure. She thinks it's a marketing... Yeah, she thinks it's a marketing thing as well. Like, that it's just in a thing. Like, maybe, like, Monster can, like, confirm if like, or Germans can confirm, because no, she didn't know what's in it. And at this point, she went to this massive like vintage secondhand store. It was massive. This is outside where she saw it. It was massive. It was a 4th floor one. And the weirdest thing she saw is that they were just selling like fur animals, like stuffed animals. Just there, like, okay, if you're a bit animal squeamish, like look away for a bit. But she saw a fucking possum scarf. She sent it to a friend that really likes possums, and they said it wasn't a real possum. But like it was a real animal that was straight up an animal. Wherever the fuck it was real because it felt pretty real. And if you look really up close to it, its actual eyeballs are sewn shut. So whatever animal this is, it didn't even have its eyes put in the right space. Her GAOpal said it was possibly a fox that they dyed to look like a possum, but she was a bit like, what the fuck? And 20 euros? Two of these is basically this scarf. Crazy work. Actually, no, it was a second-hand, like, vintage store. Is that someone have a fox shape to it? Yeah, but like, who's, that's pretty psychopathic. Wouldn't you agree? Isn't that kinda psychopathic to like turn a dead fox into a dead possum? That's a little bit psychopathic. Would not be comfortable owning that? Yeah, she was not comfortable holding it either. But at the same time, she was more like, hey, she found a possum for a GAOpal. But at this point, she has seen this too. So there's a lot of things going on. But then she decided to go to a supermarket, and then she giggled at the sight of an area where it's just it's just worst. It's just the sausage aisle. Sausage aisle. You could get every sausage in the world. That is the sausage. wants a sausage section. And then the only thing she bought was some crazy looking ice cream, which was 69 cents. Nice. She spent this day writing, this evening writing a lot of the postcards too. Then the next day it's... Wait. Yes. The next day, day 4, she went out to a farmer's market that was out in the middle of nowhere, and it was really heavily snowing. It was beautiful though. Look how nice this photo is, okay? Look how cute. How quaint is that, everyone? How quaint is to be at a farmer's market while it's heavily snowing and you don't fucking speak the language. It was very pretty though. She just walked around. She didn't really buy anything because it was a farmer's market. So the farmer's market was it wasn't the most tourism friendly, but not in a bad way. Just a very it wasn't the kind of place you would go to buy souvenirs. It was like you buy vegetables and shit. Then she had her breakfast. The snow was in brown mush. It was heavy. Okay, like it was a heavy snow. It wasn't a brown mush until she left. It's crazy. Very thick snow, very nice, very ASMR-y. For breakfast, she had met brockhead, which is raw pork on bread. It was actually really good. Yeah, better photo. It was raw pork with some onion on a piece of bread and egg, because it was something that she got told she probably should try. She also had a lentil soup, which is also something that they say you should try for breakfast. Raw pork really tastes like what you expect raw pork to taste like. It's not bad. It's pretty nice. What was nice was the atmosphere though. She really enjoyed just drawing a little bit while watching the snow go down. There's a cute dog in the background. People were quite lovely there. People were quite like, oh, look at you tourists having some Medbrocken. Like, it was quite good. Hope German raw pork. Yeah, it probably is more like, you can eat raw pork over there compared to like eating raw pork in the UK, because you can't do it in the UK either. Really good. The egg was really nice. It was like scrambled egg on bread and raw pork with onion on bread with a lentil soup. This was all like €5. It was great. Would recommend. Then she wandered around a little bit more, had a very early lunch of this avocado kebab, which was actually really good because they put some feta cheese in it, and that actually slapped. Like, a little bit of cheese really built it up. And you don't understand how big this fucking thing is. This thing is big. Okay? This thing was big. But it was so yummy. It was really good. This one was probably the favorite. And yeah, it was pretty good. Pretty yummy. She then decided she went to post postcards, which annoyingly, she went to post the postcards thinking she'd get stamps. They did not give her stamps. They gave her like the printed labels, which are ugly. She wanted stamps, but she didn't know to say it in German, so she just spaghettied and just accepted the printouts. So there were no stamps in it. Sorry. She did though cut out things from her various adventures up to this point and stuck it on with some Pritt stick. So she hopes you enjoyed that. She went to the Disgusting Museum. The Disgusting Food Museum. And it was an experience for all gals involved. It was quite stinky. She didn't take that many photos of this because she felt a bit weird taking photos in this. The zoo stamps are very cute. Yeah, she got a few of the brochures and stamped them all out. That explains the piss eggs. Yeah. So this is beaver piss wine. Because that's normal. That's one of the things she took a photo of. She took penis liquor. Basically, she took photos of ones she thought her gal pals might find funny. She took photos of the various things she thought you gals would find quite hilarious. She didn't really take photos of things that were genuinely quite gross, except for the virgin boy egg piss. Like that one's pretty that. Trying to get therapy. Penis, look at the fuck is that exactly? So apparently it's 3 types of animal penises are used to make rice wine. The seal penis, the deer penis, and the Cantonese dog penis. So it's dog, deer, and a seal pee-pee made to make a nice rice wine for your meal. Apparently it tastes like wine and vinegar. Pee-pee wine. But dog, deer, and seal sound like a Vtuber generation, but yeah, you're talking about their pee-pees. Pee-pee wine, yeah. It's she went to the Disgusting Food Museum, which is a place. It was a place. Some of it was kind of like, okay, maybe because she came from a veterinary background, it wasn't that diabolical for her, because she's seen the horrors of such things. Oh yeah, this is the piss boy egg piss thing. Luckily did not have an example, but they basically collect boy piss and then boil eggs in it, and then you eat the egg. Right. There's a few other things like wine that's made with baby rats, like 1-day-old baby rats. She has a photo of it, but it is a little bit disturbing, so she won't post it. And then there's like, to be fair, this is like people's culture food, right? So it's whatever to her. But this crazy work. They put some eggs. They put a frog in the blender with like some turmeric and other things, and then they blend it, and then they have it like a smoothie. Which, not a fan of that. Not a fan of that. How dare I look away, Brian? Apparently, it's to heal things, which is weird. Throughout the experience, they did also have like smell jars where you would go and smell it. So she got to smell the stroke stomach. She got to smell some cheese, and they were like, "This is some disgusting cheese." But it was just British cheese, so she's kind of like, "Oh, that just smells like British cheese. It doesn't smell like bad cheese. It's just British cheese." It's just cheese, right? What else? What else did she get? She looked at some. She got to smell some stuff. She got to smell. This thing. This is probably the thing that smells the worst. She's not actually. This thing, she'll read what it says. It's okay. To make the the toxic meat of Greenland shark edible, Icelanders first bury it in the ground to let it rot. Afterwards, it is hung up to dry. Small cubes of the white rubbery delicacy are then served on toothpicks and washed down with Black Death Avakit. Its sharp smell of decay and ammonia is far more repulsive than its taste, which is described as chewing on a urine-soaked mattress. Why the fuck would you eat that? And it smelled like piss. Like, it was not. It smelled like you... Okay, only the period haver girlies will understand, but like, it smells like day 2 of your heavy flow and you've not changed your pad in like 9 hours. That's what it smells like. And this gal's like, would have a scran. This guy, it smelled gross. That one was pretty stinky. There were a few other things, you know, a few like deep thought things like having Pop-Tarts there, for example. Jim like let's stop right. No, this is Icelandic, so this is from Iceland. So it's not German. This is the disgusting food museum, but you had things like Pop-Tarts, you had Twinkies there too. Because technically it is kind of gross, Twinkies. It had lots of things that were like in deep thought. They had Marmite there. So it's like, yeah, that's Marmite. But it's what people can consider as disgusting, right? Because some people think the various things she showed just now was disgusting, but some people think Twinkies are disgusting because there's preservatives in it, right? She also saw this one. This one's a little bit brutal looking, but it's quite a crazy dish. Like, so this is what they do here is that they have a seal. They stuff that seal's body. They empty the seal's body out. They stuff birds in it, and then they take the bird out after it's been like fermenting in the seal's stomach under the ice for a couple of weeks. They bring it, and then they bite the head off, which seems a little bit barbaric. You know? Seems a little bit barbaric to do that, but some girls think it's normal, which is, she guesses, whatever. And then now there's a tasting section. There's a little taster, like you can go taste the food. How do you even come up with the idea? That is probably because people were preserving stuff. People were trying to save stuff, right?
Yeah, it's time.
Oh no, that's just her. She got to eat some worms, but it's just crunchy protein. She likes this side. She likes this side. 4 days since last vomit. And you have to also remember, this is like the 3rd of January, so they were closed for like 2 days. And then because she's a bit barbaric, she went. So after this museum, she went to Ritter Sports, which, if you don't know what Ritter Sports is a little chocolate brand. So she went from the most disgusting smelling thing to probably the nicest smelling thing. It was quite cute. It had lots of pretty chockies. There was a fountain of free chocolate, which she could consume however much she wanted. And there was lots of chocolate. There was some fancy limited edition chocolates, like this matcha strawberry flavor with a matcha strawberry, and then there's Amicelli, which is like Ferrero Rocher. How does it compare to Cadbury's? It's not as sweet as Cadbury's. Very yummy though. Pretty good. Pretty cow. Would recommend. And then she Welcome. How do you feel about the Virgin Piss Boy Wait, where is it? The virgin piss boy egg. Wait. No. There we go. Order. Bring forward. Bring to the front. How do you feel about this? Mercury? You like your analog horror? Why not real horror? Got everyone! Welcome. You know who Tori is? She's just a gal. Just a gal who just came back from Berlin. So she's currently talking about her trip in Berlin. You heard her? Yeah, you heard her. She hopes your stream went well. If you do need to raid and run and rest up, feel free to do so. She's just yapping. She's just purely yapping right now. But yes, this is the virgin boy eggs, which is basically they leave buckets for some kids to piss in, and then they go boil the eggs. They boil some eggs in that piss. That is steamy piss in his face? Indeed. Yeah. Exactly. She went to a museum called the Disgusting Food Museum, and there was some interesting things like would you guys rather have the virgin boy egg pit, like virgin boy eggs, or would you like the 3 penis liquor? Which do you want? Which would you like, everyone? What would be your choice? You've heard of people using children's urine to heal wasp sting. To be fair, pissing on a jellyfish cut is a way to neutrify the acids of jellyfish cuts. There is a thing. If you get like stung by jellyfish, you're meant to pee on it because the ammonia in your piss neutralizes the sting. So there is a thing about it. That is a thing. Probably wouldn't do it. You think you just die? They had other stuff in it that was like more like commonly known. Things like balut, stuff like that was around too. Though Strokeschmog, which is like apparently the world's stinkiest fish thing, wasn't even that bad. You know, it wasn't that bad. It smelled, but it wasn't like enough to wrench. Right? Like it wasn't that bad. In her opinion, anyway. It tasted like anchovies. It was quite, it's quite nice, to be fair. Okay, after all this tiny scran, she went to Berlin Dome, which is the cathedral, which was very pretty. If you see like how nice is this, completely covered in snow. There's some snowmen being melt. It was quite cute. And then she went to the dome, which was very pretty. So this is the photos from her camera. Very pretty dome. She lit a candle for Papa Taiga. It's pretty nice. It was one of those ones that she went in and she was like, okay, that's done now. And then she went. There wasn't that much to do, okay? Like, what do you do in a place like that? Afterwards, she went to another food market because obviously she cannot be tamed. But on the way, she saw some pretty sights. She saw this really cute like little grotto bit where you would go in and like have a little drink. That was very cute. She had this dish, which was a very interesting one. This wasn't German. It was, what is it called? It was a Mediterranean one with basically tortellinis with pork, but it's in a yogurt and a spicy paprika sauce. It just looked really good. It looked pretty gal. She won't lie. Did it have any spots with the marked with the old walls? Yeah, she went to look at the wall. It is just a wall. She won't lie, it's just some decorated walls. She had German mac and cheese. It's quite good. She saw the famous wall bit. She saw the famous wall. She saw this one. You know, the one that everybody seems to know, like the fraternal kiss or something. It was a wall. This is the Berlin Wall. She went to look at it and she was like, ah, there's some wall. There's a wall. She took this photo of Kiryu. Important. This high definition camera photo of Kiryu Kazuma. Very important. Chunky man. Listen, he's eating a lot of food, okay? There were some other quite nice bits of the wall. She wasn't that into looking at the wall because it is, again, just the wall. And it was nice, you know, it was like, oh, that's a wall. Then she had a schnitzel. As you can tell, she ate a lot of fucking food. She ate a considerable amount of food. But this was a pretty good schnitzel. It was her only schnitzel of the trip, her first proper schnitzel. Soft, very gao. But it is just like a katsu, just a little bit softer. You know the history of the wall? Yeah, she knows the history of the wall, but also she's kind of like, that's a wall. You know, like she's not that into the history kind of stuff. Like she knows Berlin's a massive history time. But she's kind of like, what do you do there? Like, is she gonna recreate this smooch? Is she going to just start smooching Mr. Kiryu Kazuma to recreate the photo? Like, what? She doesn't really know what to do after that. She saw this really cute snowman that was really angry. And she thought it was a very well-built snowman. She has not seen a snowman with a carrot for a nose in a very long time. But yeah, she thought, wait, that's a 9-pack? She thought that was noughts and crosses? Yeah, like, when's the last time you gals saw a snowman with a carrot for a nose? Not, it's QAF. She also bought she bought a magnet of the country, and you don't understand how hard it was to find a food-related magnet. Then one next to her here, this is a currywurst one, and the currywurst one was kind of ugly, and there was only one. This pretzel one was the nice looking one, considering that the town is like known for its doner kebab and currywurst. Not a single currywurst themed one. Oh, maybe he has abs. No abs look like that. It looks kind of angry. Yeah, he has angry eyebrows. She thought it was a really cute snowman. She don't know whose it was, but she was like, this snowman is cute. The schnitzel place also had loads of sauces, which was quite delicious. Like, look at the sauces. There was remoulade, which is like sour mayo-esque, chili mayo, barbecue, curry, chili, and aioli. Good sauces. Good sauce. Good sauce. Snowman, she tried to... She gonna look at snowman. It's snowman. Scout time! Captain! Welcome. Happy New Year! Happy New Year. Wait. Let her quickly go look at the snowman. Oh, he does have a little carrot on the nose. She thinks snowmen should always have carrots on their nose. She thinks it's important for a snowman to have carrot on nose. Also, not sure if there's any Germans in chat right now, but Mama Taiga asked her to bring home one thing. What? What is this? What is this? What is this toothpaste? Because Mama Taiga was like, she was adamant about her buying Mama Taiga one thing. One thing. One single thing is this toothpaste. And she has no idea what this toothpaste is meant to be. She was like, why do you want this so badly? Why do you want it so badly? Vicky reacted to your museum discovery of the boy egg. She feels like you can probably like edge Vicky on to try one. Or you can gaslight her to try one. She reckons she could probably convince. You look good, look a chocolate cry? But like, Mama Taiga has never been adamant about her buying something. She's gonna reset it. Mama Taiga was like, can you get 10? And she was like, she'll try her best. Apparently she really likes it. Oh wait, that's day 4 done. Day 5, she went and had this is a type of croissant, which was quite nice. Type of croissant, and it's like an almond croissant. It's a German almond croissant, and it was pretty good. It's probably the best coffee of her trip. And then she did some tourism. She looked at the war memorials, which was quite beautiful, to be fair. Like, look how pretty this photo was. She was pretty proud of this photo because it was cloudy. There's some light shining through. The snow made it really like peaceful. The snow made it really peaceful. It was a lot of them. There was quite a lot in the place. She then went to the big dome, the conservatory dome, what is it called? Reichstag building, where you could see very fancy views. The views were very fancy. It was very pretty. Very gal, very pretty. At this point, she luckily had a gal to take her around. So, she was not as lost. Very pretty place. The windows were all covered in snow. She got a bit scared being at the top because she's scared of heights. But it wasn't like super high. It was pretty high, but it wasn't super high. Do you still have the art pieces, all the nails there? Oh, the one from is it the one from the, next to the lift? It might have been that one. It might have been that one. She's pretty sure it's still there. She looked at the Brettenberg Gate, which again, is one of those experiences when she looked at it, she went, that's a gate? She didn't really know what else to say about it, to be fair. Then she had lunch. She had a goulash. Because she really still wanted to try a good German goulash. And then there's this Hamburg thing that her GAOpal had. And she got to try a bit of it. It was pretty good. It was a fried egg on like a Hamburg steak. With potatoes. The potatoes were pretty good. But by God, was she glad to, like, eat some, like, actual vegetables. Because at this point, she had not eaten many vegetables. The only vegetable was what's on the doner kebab. Really good. She kind of wished she ate her GAOpals one. But she wanted to have a goulash. And it was a pretty good goulash. She took a photo of Kiryu again. Because her gal had a beer that because Tori doesn't drink next here. It's Spitze. And if you don't know what Spitze is, it's one of her favorite soft drinks. The only soft drink she actually enjoys, like, if she can get it. It's basically a lemonade with orange juice. It's really good. Honestly, really good. She drank a lot of it in her trip. Very gal. Little Kiryu. And then, afterwards, she went to a really old cafe that was a bumkohen cake place. And it's a cake shop that sells specifically bumkohen, which, if you don't know what it is, it's like circular cakes. It's a German circular honey cake. Pretty good. Pretty good. She had a cake version of it. It was pretty nice. She also had a mocha, which they don't call a mocha. They do not call it a mocha at all. Though this was a time where she didn't have the best experience with the server. The server was quite sharp-tongued at her because she really wanted to find out what this one cake was because there wasn't a sign. So she was like, "Oh, could you tell her what this is?" And they were like, "No." Okay. They were like, "No, no, no." And she was like, "Oh." She was gonna order it if it was yummy. She presumed it's mostly because they couldn't speak English. But she was kind of mean, and it made her feel sad. And she was the waiter, right? And this is a bit of a touristy cafe. So she was a bit surprised about that. And it made her a little bit like, oh, she kind of doesn't want to eat here anymore. Like, she ate her cake and left. And it didn't feel very gal. It didn't feel very good. But, the cake itself was nice. It was a bumkohen, which is like a sweet, dense cake. It wasn't the best thing in the world, but also most bumkohen isn't. She saw some crazy... Look how many magnets there are. She saw more magnets. It's a lot of magnets. And none of them are food. There's gay magnets, but not food. Crazy. And then she went to this warehouse place that was advertised as a Vietnamese, like, a restaurant, shopping kind of spot. But it was one of these, like, several warehouses where they would just sell random stuff. And it was quite daunting, she must say. It wasn't like that LA trip where you were ready to swear with her. It's mostly because, one, they were the waiter. And two, she can't speak German. So, like, she didn't really want to start anything. And at this point, her GAOpal's not here anymore, so she's kind of stuck. But yeah, she went to this like warehouse-looking place. It was quite scary. She didn't really buy anything because she got a little bit frightened from it. She got a little bit frightened. Gaute Fangy! Gaute! Thank you so much for the read. How was Satisfactory? Gaute! Welcome. If you don't know who Tori is, she's just a gal. She's just a gal. Gaute Insomnia, Gaute Fangy, welcome. Gaute Hazard, Gaute TP, welcome. It was Satisfactory. Okay, she can give you something more satisfactory. Let's, okay. Wait. Fangy? Okay, gals, you're not allowed to spoil it, okay? Oh, where did it go? Okay, Fangy, before you go, what animal did this? What animal created this pile of poop? Is this poop? You need a banana for scale? You can see the drain behind it. I've had a similar experience at the French restaurant on her Europe trip. The keep telling her whatever she ordered that they were out. Yeah, it just feels weird. Like, surely they want her money, right? Okay, fine. You can think. Then you can decide. That picture is the worst. Worst. To be fair, there's so many weird things she saw on this day. She saw a pile of poop, a machine that sold unclaimed parcels, and a monkey that looked like it had an ass. A buffalo. Okay. Bangy? The answer? Rhino. So you got semi-close. Semi-close. It was a rhino. It was specifically... Gosh. She's not sure she can find the photo of... Oh, there you go. This rhino. Specifically this rhino. That did the deed. But she took this photo because she thought her GAOpals might enjoy this photo of poop. Monkeys do have asses too, yeah, but the gal looked like the gal was upside down showing ass. And that made her giggle. But yes, thank you so much for the raid. If you do need to raid and run, feel free to do so. She is currently talking about her Berlin trip, where she ate lots of food, saw lots of animals, went to a museum where they sold they didn't sell boy piss eggs, but they told us about boy piss eggs. She smelled some Strogstomog. She took a photo of her husband, Kiryu Kazuma. But enjoy your barbecue, enjoy! Go run to barbecue after viewing that lovely image. Have a nice dream. Listen, it's Phil. It's methane. If you had a few bad customer experiences, not as bad as Paris though. Can Paris be that bad? Because it was pretty rough. She won't lie. Like, she went to a bakery where like the gal just would not want to talk to her. Like they were like, yeah. She was like trying to buy stuff. She was trying to make big purchases, but then they were like, no. They were a little bit mean, you know. She felt like it's also because she can't speak the language. Last day, traveling day, she had this beautiful honey cake. This was so yummy. She went back to the same cafe that she went to the day before. And this was a layered honey cake with walnuts. And it was so good. It was very yummy. Fungus the poop really spoiling the Raiders day. You know for a fact, if we don't get like a raider from like Moe Live, or like we don't get a GAOpal raiding her, if we get like a random gal, she's gonna be like, oh yes, look at this beautiful bird. Okay, no, that's not anything you need to see. How about this little cute elephant shrew? Everyone, look at her currywurst that she bought. Very delicious. Should be so normal. Should be so shy. Should be like, oh, yes, 100%. She is a very say-so gal. She grabbed a kebab for on her way. This was the kebab, and it just opened, so the kebab was relatively fresh. It did look ugly by the time she ate it, because she was at the airport at this point. And oh yeah, this was the bakery item she bought from the bakery that they were a little bit mean to her on. She had a lovely fur, and that was lovely. When she got back to London, because she was going on an adventure with many delays, and this was her Ryanair flight plane that stayed in taxi for another hour. What did you miss? Not that much, to be fair. Not that much. What else? She's looking at her photos now, seeing if there's anything else you missed. There is a really morbid photo of a grilled guinea pig if you want to see it, but it's a little bit bit spicy to look at, so maybe she won't show it unless gals really want to see it. We had a raid, so she went back to show the Rhino Doo-Doo. Yeah, that sounds a bit right. Add to 1.5 minutes. Excellent. That's fine. What else did she... That's basically it. There's not that much else, really. She didn't really buy anything. She bought a lot of Ritter Sports, but mostly for GAOpals. If you didn't see her post about it, she did... New slide. She did some postcards. This was all the postcards she got. Ah! Let's get the shit out of her. Let's get the shit out of her. How dare you? Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Cubic. That's why Cubic was in the YouTube chat. Oh. Big brain. Thank you. Some gals have gotten getting them now, which makes her happy. Some of them she did buy specifically because she saw it. She was like, it reminds her of them. Like this one, the 3 bears. Apparently bears are like Berlin's like mascot. Because they had a lot of bear-related things. They had like this bear that kept on like lifting stuff all the time. They had that, which is one of the ones we saw at the somewhere here. Somewhere there. A specific kind of bear? Yes. A bear. She don't know. It's a grizzly bear? The same bear that's in the cards? That brown bear? Probably European brown bear, to be fair. The European brown bear. Who reminded her of the gorilla? Okay, so... The gorilla, she bought only because that gorilla has a fucking smug that is insane. Like, that monkey has a smug that was odd, and it made her giggle. Okay, like, that's why she bought this postcard, and surprisingly, unsurprisingly, actually, the gal that reacted to it the most was the gal who she bought it for. Yeah, it was a really smug gorilla. Like, wait, let her see if she can... Berlin Zoo shop. Because... she doesn't want the plush toys. She wants the weird gorilla postcards that... Okay, ad started. That's A-okay. She needs to look at the merchandise. See, you're so smug in the merchandise. Oh no, she couldn't. She should have taken a photo. Sad time, she did not take a photo of the smug gorilla, but trust her, they were very, very smug, and she thought it was funny. Hamatula then, yeah. She saw it, she was like, you know what, Matula's gonna find this funny. And guess what? They did. Did she show you this one? Oh, yes, she didn't show you the zoomed-in picture of the beautiful croissant. It wasn't a typical croissant. It was like quite a thick croissant, but it had like almond and cinnamon in it. It's so good. You love your gay bear? Okay. Gay bears were quite. It was quite a controversial decision because she wasn't sure if that was a little bit like gay bears. You know, like she felt a little bit like she was profiling you. She don't know if that's like just her being a bit overly cautious, but she was like gay bear. She didn't know if that's like you know, like she didn't know that that's like not a good thing to do. Right, because she's not sure if seeing a rainbow and being reminded of a queer gal is a good thing. You have my permission? Yippee! Prolific artists in the KFP community refer as gay bear. It's all good and fun and they enjoy it. Yeah, but like imagine you went and bought them a gift and you were like, you saw something rainbow and you were like, that's for them. You know, like she felt a little bit bad. She was like, oh, you know, there's more to Kitty than gay. You know? But she did see it. She was like, oh, that's quite. It's what? It's a cute piece of artwork too. To be fair, it is a cute piece of artwork. So she was like, okay, even if Kitty finds offense in the gay flag, if gay finds offense in it, at least the bears are cute, right? So when she saw that one, you know what? It was the only time she saw that postcard. So she was glad that she ended up getting it. Cause you can't find postcards with food on it that often. Cause the only other one was the one you can see in this photo, which is the currywurst. And there was another one, which is this one back here that has a donut on it. And that's the only one she saw that had like a large amount of food. But yeah, she was a little bit like... She asked a friend, being like, girls, is this... Even though she is also like queer, she's not a straight gal by any means. But she was also like, is this like inappropriate to buy the gay postcard for the gay gal? But she's glad it's okay. Because she would also be happy with gay gal card. But she also has... What's a straight postcard? Who knows? But it's definitely not this one. This one is very gal. To be fair, everybody else got like quite cute artwork. This basic artwork ones. The bear one for this one was for Gisei because Gisei has like a bear felt like mascot. If you receive a poop postcard and buying it for Tori, she would love to get postcards. Some postcards were like more memey than actual. For example, this doesn't really scream Berlin, right? Like the bears, except that one. That one is Berlin. But like the Berlin Zoo ones aren't very Berlin-esque. Because again, she's not really a history gal, so she didn't really look at the history and was like, she didn't want to buy a postcard of like the Brandenburg Gate because she was like, that's a gate. Haters gonna hate potato one in the back. Yeah, she got that one for a gal that would always talk about food. Which is quite fun. She did stick a sticker of like her art on it to make it look a bit more Berlin-esque. To be fair, potatoes are quite Berlin, quite German. So she hopes it's okay. She felt a bit bad that it wasn't like specifically like a German one. Might have a U-bar on the front, so it felt like that was a win. Your one was like... Just pretty sure your one was quite, had like the train on it, right? She does love a U-Bahn. That was her that was one of her local trains. And okay, talking about trades, then you don't need to tap in. Like, there's no gate. There's nothing in Germany, and she only checked her ticket once. She only got it's a very trust system. Yeah, it is a very trust system. Like, it's just kind of like, okay, they only checked her once in her whole trip, and that was because she was right next to Berlin Station. It was crazy. She was like surprised. She was like, oh, this would never work in the UK. No one would ever pay anything. And she researched it later. And most people pay for it. Like, most people pay. Like, if in the UK, never. Is there something we can't mention from the German trip? You like to avoid the Autobahn from chat? Terrible. Terrible. But there are a few quite cool things in Germany. There's a plastic bottle recycling thing. There was a plastic bottle recycling thing that you get per bottle. Per bottle, 25 cents. That's a lot of money. Like, that's quite a lot of money for a bottle to recycle. That's like a Freddo. She got a solid like €1.40 off. Like, it was like a voucher for a supermarket, but it was pretty crazy. You have to go anyway. Okay, thank you for coming by, Lapin. Thank you. Remember to redeem them all? Yeah, she did. She in this morning here. Right early in the morning, she went to have her cake, and then she went to the supermarket and redeemed all her bottles. And it was quite like, it was really easy. You can do it without like needing a store card, etc. And it's pretty solid. Like, it was smooth. It was like no issues, and she got like €1.40 off for recycling a bottle. Why don't we have that in the UK? If she got 25p per bottle, she would be mad recycling. She does still recycle, but she doesn't recycle the same way as she would if it was 25p per bottle. Crazy. We should have that here. Do you not have, like, she sees, like, videos of, like, recycling centers in the US. We don't, she's pretty sure they have it here. People would be stealing bottles off your hand if they did that. To be fair, there was a lot of gals just digging through bins, like, a lot of homeless gals digging through bins looking for bottles and stuff to do the same thing, which is sad, but also, like, she would do the same thing. It was 25p a bottle. That's, you think about it, right? If you get, let's say, you get 100 bottles, 500 bottles a day, even an hour, you could probably go to, like, Borough Market and get, like, 100 bottles an hour. That's a whole minimum wage. That's a lot of... That's even more than minimum wage. 20 quid? It's crazy. She thought that was pretty cool. It's 20 quid an hour if you get all those bottles. Wild. She thinks that's really cool, though, that it's, like... They kind of do recycling like that. She enjoyed it. The tap water was very nice. Very good tap water. Oh, cycle shut down even when it was open. We needed like several pounds. Yeah, exactly. Like, you need so much mostly. Like, she thought it was gonna be less. She thought she was gonna get like 2 cents a bottle. 25 cents is crazy. Germany was always good about recycling. Long time ago, before you were even born, Polish gals talk about how in Germany they were so good recycling the milk bottles that the glass is visibly wearing off, and how many times the caps were screwed on and off. To be fair, you can reuse glass a lot. It's very cool though. Like, she thinks recycling is very important, but like, the money incentive is pretty good. So, she is quite tired from this trip. Like, it didn't seem like she did a lot. She's not sure. Is this a lot to do in the span of 6 days? Because she doesn't know. Because in Japan, in Japan and Thailand, it's very different. Because one, she can understand the language more. And like, there's always so much to do. There's always so much to do in terms of like food, tourism, shopping, that kind of thing. Shopping was not a big thing here. She did. Let's see. What's her average step? What's her average step? To Fitbit, she goes. Fitbit, where is it? Oh. Okay, let's count the steps we did. She did 11,000 steps on day 1. Okay, day 2, she did 15,000 steps. Day 3, she did 19,900 steps. Day 4, she did 26,800 steps. Day 5, she did 20,600 steps. And day 6, she did 13,600 steps. So she did a lot of steps in that time round. 4 kebabs like a win to me. Well, the trip is for that. To be fair, the kebab was really good. She normally prefers a lamb kebab, but like the sauce they use in the chicken dal is so good. Proper big numbers. She's glad she passed the 10K every day because she got to eat more. She gained a kilo. She gained a kilo, so she's gonna be working hard to work that off. Which meant today she had a sandwich, a little bit of cake, some chicken, and lettuce. Mostly because she's eating... Her food the last couple of days has been too good to go. Because she was out yesterday and she did not have time to go out today. Wait, she did go out. She got her clothes done today. But she didn't go to the shops because they only shop around there. Waitrose. Horrific. Imagine shopping at Waitrose. Imagine coming back from a holiday and then shopping at Waitrose. Crazy work. She did spend today like just sorting out a lot of the cafe related stuff. So if you see like a lot of the cafe stuff has been set up. Event was set up. Hopefully the Patreon information will go up in the next day, hopefully. Chickies ordered? You already giving her work? How are you buying the chickies before you even buy the tickets? Then again, you're not going to that event, are you? Valentine's event? There we go. You can't make it? That's so sad. You have a Valentine's Day? Mugu Valentine's date? We're gonna miss it, but then Jopon saw Akane was gonna be there. Says if maybe Clover's gonna be there now as well. We swapped Clover and Lily, so Clover's gonna be there. What about dating Magoo on Valentine's Day? No, Magoo is not coming to the event. The Moe event, because we are now suspecting that Magura has a date and won't tell us. Kate Mari! Welcome, welcome! She's doing good. She hopes you're doing well as well. Yo? Why are you yoing as well? Akane and Clover, the only two you've not met yet. It'll be your chance to do so. They're usually quite rare to do standalone events, so probably won't get to see them at a standalone. Normally, Clover really only does cons. So now you gotta do it. Now you're gonna have to do it. She does hope people come to this venue, though. It's a new venue that's quite a different venue location. So she hopes people come just so she can see if people like it. Big yawnies. You're driving this time? To be fair, if you're coming from the north, driving is probably fine because you can literally... There's so much parking spots there, so you can drive. Gotta change some plans real quick. You do have some time before the tickets go up. The tickets go up tomorrow? But it's great, because it's relatively local to her, so she's very excited. She doesn't have to wake up at 6 a.m. anymore. Yippee! Yippee! Plus, she can drive there, which is great, because Moonrise, the venue, is not drivable. Plus, it's like closed right now, so we can't even go back there if we wanted to. But other than that, she sorted out a lot of the Valentine stuff, like Valentines for the cafe stuff. She has a few things you might need to order. Extra chicken with this news. You can do it. You have until like the 12th of February. You do have enough time to do that. Looking forward to their reopening. Hopefully, like, because they haven't said when they're gonna open. She wants the honey toast again. It's so yummy. Okay, this might wrap it up for day. She sees that she has like 6 pings on Discord, so she probably should go and sort that whatever the hell is going on that requires her to exist. You might have color in your Moritaka till you're too anxious. You might mess it up. You can rub it off. If you mess it up, you can just scrub off. So did the stream while playing the video game, and then you went and walked the dog talking to a different friend and just got off the call? You're being so... Why are you dying, Renana? You're being social. So, Galte, you're being social. That's good. Social is being good. She's also sleepy because she only had 6 hours of sleep. She's been sleeping weirdly. She had a really fucking weird dream today. Really mundane dream. Which is really vivid, but really mundane at the same time. She had a dream that she was trying to get tickets for Taylor Swift. Really fucking mundane dream. And then she got 3. But guess how much it was? It was £800 for 3 tickets. Even in her dream, she had like buyer's remorse. Even in her dream, she was like, oh, she shouldn't spend this much money on some concert tickets. Potato, that's probably... It probably is cheap. She managed to get it, you know, like, from the direct website and stuff. She beat the bots. She felt awfully, like... She was like, she, you know, managed to avoid that. How, you know, she's so cool. She's quite... Definitely pretty sure they're like 800 each in real life. No, like they're 800 each if they're 800 each if you buy from a reseller. Right. Let's go and set up the raid and redirect. She's awfully EP, so let her set this bit up. Oh, thank you for listening to her yap, though. She did enjoy good yapping. She hopes every guy had a nice... What is she cooking tomorrow? She has no idea what she's cooking tomorrow. What is she cooking? She's cooking Japanese. Horribly food. She wants to make a matcha cookie. She wants matcha cookies. That's one of the dishes. But then she kind of wants something fish related. So maybe she'll make aji fry, which is like mackerel tail tempura with rice. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, someone want bread and frog! Bread and frog! Yeah! Yeah! Bread and frog! Let's go! Right. Okay, she got distracted. There we go. Equilibrium go. Direct. Go. Oh no. Oh. Oh, this is awkward. We're now both did it. Right, okay. Why is her gal direct? Oh, there we go. It took a while. Thank you for coming by, everyone. Thank you. She's gonna send you all off to Courage over on Twitch. And, Cassis over on YouTube, who's playing, Courage is playing Tales of Symphonia? Tale of something! And Cassis is playing a spooky game when they flick through videos and they see spooky things. Too spooky for her, but she will... Old. She misses Gao so much too. It feels like because the German trip felt so long, she feels like she's been away for like 6 weeks. But she does miss love gals too. Thank Gal for coming back to her after a whole week away. She hopes. Ow! What the fuck? Welcome to the kitchen. You know what? You're loud. Thank you so much for the prime. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you so much for the prime sub. Thank you for spending.
ToriThaiga loaded.
How many chicken nuggets can she buy? She can buy? Why is the steak still on her head? Okay, it's gone now. Thank you so much for the bits as well, Magu. Thank you. She appreciates every gal. She'll yap about more about appreciation next week. Which, if you don't know, next week's her anniversary stream. Huh. Surprising. Ow. Okay.
One bit with an extra bit of pants, minor pants.
Why? How are you finding these emotes? Thank you so much. You know what? Talking about her anniversary, she has this weird inkling feeling that Miko over on her Discord thinks she is celebrating an anniversary to another gal. She's not sure that the idea the idea of a stream anniversary has come across them. We rolling with the bit? Are we like? Oh, is that? Well, now it's because she replied because she didn't think about what she said. She basically said, "Oh, she's celebrating her 5th anniversary," and like she guesses to a gal that doesn't think about streaming or doesn't know that it's like a VTuber streaming anniversary soon. Like, for example, a long-term gal pal. It does sound like she's celebrating an anniversary, you know? And at this point, she doesn't know. Like, she tried to correct herself. You can see in the Discord messages, she did try to, like, make it obvious. But she's not sure it's landed, and now she's not sure what to do. 5 years with Kiria, 105 years with GAOpals. Isn't that sweeter? Isn't that cuter? Why are we? Listen, Kiria has been with her for like 12 years, okay? It's been a whole zodiac cycle. Okay, let's start the stream up. There we go. Thank everyone. She'll see you all tomorrow for the cooking stream. She's not sure what she's gonna cook, but the stream will go up soon. As in, like, you know, it'll go up in the next hour or so when she decides what she's gonna make. It's probably gonna be Aji fry because she is defrosting some mackerel. But thank you everyone. Thank you. She gives you all the gals. Thank you so much for welcoming her back for 2026. And this year so far, she has taken